Welcome to the Deep Dive. We are your guides, diving into stacks of research so you don't have to. We boil it all down for quick insight.
Yeah, making complex stuff instantly understandable. And today, wow, we've got a huge topic. Religion. Specifically how it's still, shaping modern life in ways we might not even see.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. People sometimes think of it as just history, right? Old stories.
Exactly. But the sources we looked at, they basically scream the opposite. It's very much alive and kicking.
It really is.
So our mission today is to kind of map out where this influence pops up in laws, culture, art, even those big arguments about what's right or wrong.
It's everywhere when you start looking. Okay, so before we jump in, I want you, our listener, to just pause for a second. Really think.
Hmm.
How do you see religion shaping your community or like the wider world? Yeah, take a sec.
It might be more present than you think.
And that presence, that's what we're digging into. We're looking at how these deep beliefs show up today, sometimes in really surprising spots. It helps make sense of, the world around you.
Okay, let's get started with the really obvious stuff, the things you could actually see. We're moving from the idea of influence to, like, actual physical signs.
Right. And probably the most universal example, holidays.
Oh, definitely. Holidays
Yeah.
are perfect. They cross cultures, time zones.
And they show that shift,
Yeah.
from something purely religious to something that's also just part of the culture. Many holidays started with religious roots, but now they're kind of woven into everyday life.
Yeah, totally. Like, look at Christmas. Okay, its core is Christian, celebrating the birth of Jesus.
Mhm.
But now, it's this massive thing with gift-giving, decorations everywhere, a general holiday spirit. Lots of people who aren't Christian join in a more secular way.
It's a cultural event too.
And you see this globally. Think of it, Eid al-Fitr. That marks the end of Ramadan, the Islamic month of fasting.
A really important time.
Yeah, and it's widely recognized now in lots of different places. Same with Hanukkah, the Jewish festival of lights. These aren't just days off for people practicing the faith.
No, they affect everything. School calendars, when businesses are open or closed, even traffic.
Right. Which leads to this big question our sources bring up.
Ah, yeah, the recognition question.
Should schools recognize holidays from lots of different religions? It's tricky, isn't it?
It really is. Recognizing them says, we see you, you're included, which is great, but then you get into questions about separating church and state.
Finding that balance between being sensitive and respecting tradition,
Yeah,
it's a tough one.
yeah.
And let's not forget why these festivals exist in the first place. They're not just parties.
No, there's a deeper purpose.
Our sources point out there are a huge way beliefs and identity get passed down through generations, like cultural workshops almost.
That's a good way to put it. Workshops with rituals, symbolic foods.
Incredible music sometimes, art, and definitely storytelling, family stories. hmm Which brings us to maybe the most solid evidence, buildings and symbols,
Yeah, right.
the physical stuff.
If holidays mark time, sacred buildings mark space. Just think about the sheer effort, the money, the artistry poured into churches, mosques, temples.
Yeah, they often dominate the skyline, don't they? They're meant to be seen.
Exactly. And then there are the symbols everyone recognizes: crosses, crescents, the Star of David, mandalas,
You see them everywhere.
and the rituals too. Big public things like pilgrimages or very personal things like weddings and funerals. They give structure to life's big moments.
Makes sense. So here's another thought for you listening. What symbols or practices stand out most in your community? Are they big, obvious landmarks or subtle things? And why do they catch your eye?
That's a great prompt. Okay, so we've talked about the visible things, holidays, buildings, symbols, stuff you can see.
The tangible evidence.
Right. But where does religion actually, influence what people do? Let's shift from seeing to acting.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
This is where we get into the moral and ethical side of things. And honestly, our sources all agree on this. Pretty much every major religion emphasizes compassion, justice, serving others. And it's not just talk, is it?
Not at all. It translates into huge, organized efforts, real-world action.
We see so many examples, like Christian churches running massive food banks or homeless shelters.
Essential community services.
And in Islam, there's zakat. That's not just like optional charity.
No, it's a pillar of the faith. It's a structured annual giving meant to support the poor and redistribute wealth. It's a powerful force for stability.
Wow. And then you have Buddhist monks focusing on compassion, which leads them to nonviolence and service to all living things.
Right, these are the ethics in action. But this brings up a really interesting question to chew on.
Okay, for you listening, do you think kindness needs religion, or can it just exist on its own, based on reason, empathy, just being human? That's a deep one.
Right?
Where does goodness come from?
Exactly.
Well, regardless of the answer to that, religious traditions definitely offer clear guidelines, right? Moral codes for personal choices.
Frameworks for behavior, yeah.
Teaching values like honesty, telling the truth. Respect, like not stealing, not lying. And forgiveness,
Mm.
which is maybe the hardest one. Learning to let go of anger.
Definitely a tough one. And if you zoom out to the big picture, society's laws often build on some of these core values.
Like laws against murder or theft. Exactly. Those are pretty universal. But here's a key difference the sources highlight. Government laws usually tell you what you must do or must not do to keep society functioning safely, right? The baseline.
Yeah. Whereas religious rules often go further. They suggest what you should do to be a better person, deal with spiritual things, or, strive for something higher.
Ah, okay. So laws are like the floor, and religious codes are aiming for the ceiling.
That's a great way to put it. Public order versus personal virtue. That distinction is really important.
Got it. Okay, so we've done society, community. Let's break it right down to the individual. What does religion offer a person, personally?
Well, the sources point to three main things, especially when life gets tough.
Okay, number one.
Guidance. Help with making choices, like a moral compass when things are confusing.
Makes sense. Number two.
Community. That sense of belonging, being part of something bigger than yourself. That's huge for people. Makes the world feel less lonely.
Yeah, that connection is vital. And the third, this one's maybe the deepest.
Hmm.
Meaning and purpose. When things go wrong, when you're facing loss or confusion, religion can offer a way to understand it, find purpose in the struggle. Wow. Guidance, community, meaning, those are big.
They really are. And this leads to another reflection point for you listening.
Okay.
Do you think people can find that same deep sense of meaning and purpose without religion? What about other ways of thinking, like humanism or science or philosophy? Can they provide that same support?
Another great question to ponder. Okay, before we wrap this up, let's quickly pull together the main takeaways. We've covered a lot.
Yeah, let's recap. Okay, first big point. Religion isn't just history. It's actively shaping daily life and society right now through things we see and ideas we follow. Still very relevant.
Holidays often have religious roots, but have become big cultural traditions too.
That blend is key.
Religions inspire a massive amount of positive action. Compassion, honesty, community service all over the world.
Absolutely. The doing good part.
We see signs of faith everywhere, symbols, rituals, those big, impressive buildings.
The visible markers.
Religion influences our moral choices, but it doesn't totally control them. People make their own decisions too.
Right. It's an influence, not a mandate for everyone.
So to tie this all together, think about this little activity.
Okay. We talked about values like kindness, honesty, generosity. Just think to yourself, or maybe chat about it later. What's one good action you've done recently that reflects one of those values? Oh, I like that.
Maybe you stood up for someone, helped out with something, forgave someone.
Yeah, small things count.
Those little acts, that's these big ideas put into practice.
It connects the abstract to the real world.
Exactly. We've covered a lot today looking at how history, culture, values, and faith all mix together. It's complex.
Definitely just scratch the surface.
Yeah. So as a final thought to leave you with.
Okay, a provocation. Think about this. If you had to pick just one core value from any religion, maybe empathy, justice, gratitude, whatever resonates with you, what would it be? Just one. And then, take it a step further, how could that one value really improve the world if more people embraced it? Wow. Connect it to big issues.
Yeah. Like world peace or fairness or equality. How could your chosen value make a real difference?
That's powerful, taking a personal value and scaling it up.
Right. We started looking at buildings, and now we're thinking about changing the world with an idea. That's why we love these deep dives.
You start with the sources, dig in, and see connections everywhere.
Exactly. And that's where it gets really interesting.